Most people believe disease comes from bad luck, from genetics, from age. But Buddhism teaches something disturbing. Illness begins in neglect. Look at your daily routine. You shower, you wash your face, and you think, that's enough. But the Buddha taught that the body is a temple, and what you ignore slowly becomes suffering. Ancient monks lived long, disease-free lives, not because of medicine, but because of discipline, awareness, and daily purification. In today's video, I will reveal 7 specific body parts you must wash every single day if you want to live healthier, cleaner, and longer. According to Buddhist wisdom and modern science combined, ignore even one of these, and you silently invite sickness into your life. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe to the channel, because videos like this are not entertainment. They are protection. Now listen carefully. 1. Feet, the root of the body. Your feet touch the world before your mind does. Before you think, before you react, before you judge, your feet absorb everything the world throws at you. Dust from streets, bacteria from floors, invisible toxins from places where suffering has walked before you. Every step you take is a silent exchange between your body and the earth. Yet most people treat their feet like they are lifeless objects, something to hide in shoes, something to ignore, something to forget. Buddhism never ignores what supports you. Monks wash their feet mindfully every evening, not in a hurry, not as a habit, but as a ritual. For them, this is not just hygiene, it is grounding. It is a moment of humility, a moment of returning to the earth and acknowledging, I walk through the world today, and now I cleanse what carried me. In Buddhist philosophy, the feet represent humility and connection to reality. That is why disciples wash the feet of their teachers. That is why monks bow with their heads lowered to the ground. Because the feet remind you of one truth modern life has forgotten. You are not floating above life. You are standing inside it. Neglecting your feet is not a small mistake. It is silent self-disrespect. Physically, neglected feet slowly turn against you. Fungal infections creep in quietly. Circulation weakens without warning. Tiny nerve endings, the same ones connected to your spine and brain, begin to dull. Many people complain of poor sleep, constant fatigue, and unexplained restlessness, without realizing the problem starts below, not above. Your feet are filled with pressure points that speak directly to your nervous system. When they are dirty, tense, inflamed, or ignored, your entire body feels unsafe. Your sleep becomes lighter. Your thoughts become heavier. Your mind stays restless even when your body is tired. That is why washing your feet daily does something powerful. As warm water flows over them, it activates ancient pressure points that calm the nervous system. It releases tension that has traveled up your legs all day. It signals safety to your brain. It tells your body, you can rest now. Many monks wash their feet just before sleep, because clean feet invite deep sleep. Not because of superstition, but because the body understands signals long before the mind does. Emotionally, this act is even deeper. When you wash your feet slowly, consciously, without distraction, something shifts inside you. You stop running. You stop carrying the weight of the day. You return to stillness. You remember that your body carried you through struggle, through stress, through chaos, and now you are caring for it in return. This is why monks believe clean feet calm the restless mind. Not metaphorically, literally. A restless mind often lives in a neglected body, and a neglected body always speaks first through the feet. If you want better sleep, calmer thoughts, stronger grounding, and longer life, do not look for complicated rituals. Start where life touches you first. Wash your feet. Not quickly, not carelessly, but with respect, because the way you treat your feet is the way you treat your journey. 2. Hands, the carriers of karma. Your hands are never still. Even when you think you are resting, they have already touched the world. Money passed through them. A phone screen filled with invisible bacteria. Another person's face. Food that will soon become part of your body. Your hands are in constant contact with life, absorbing, transferring, spreading things you cannot see. Yet most people wash their hands without awareness. A few seconds under running water. No attention, no respect, no understanding of what those hands have carried. Buddhism teaches something uncomfortable but powerful. Your hands are not neutral. They are the carriers of karma. Every action begins here. What you touch, what you take, what you give, what you destroy. Your hands are the physical expression of your inner state. When the mind is careless, the hands become careless. And when the hands are careless, suffering multiplies silently. Every careless touch brings invisible suffering. Not just disease, but consequence. Modern science tells us that hands are one of the biggest transmitters of infection. But Buddhism went deeper, long before microscopes existed. It taught that impurity spreads not only through germs, but through unconscious action. Think about how often your hands move without permission from awareness. Touching your face after touching money. Eating while scrolling on a phone. Shaking hands without presence. These are small actions, yet repeated daily. They quietly shape your health, your discipline, and your fate. That is why Buddhist monks wash their hands slowly and silently. No rushing, no talking, no distraction. Each movement is deliberate. Each moment is a reminder. I am responsible for what I touch. Daily mindful hand washing does more than prevent disease. It breaks infection cycles that most people never notice. It stops bacteria from entering the body through the eyes, mouth, and nose. It protects digestion. It protects immunity. It protects life. But the deeper power is psychological. When you wash your hands mindfully, something happens inside. You pause. You slow down. You create a moment of awareness before eating, before speaking, before acting. You interrupt autopilot. This is why monks often wash their hands before meals, even when they already appear clean. Because the purpose is not just physical purity, it is mental preparation. It signals the mind. What I am about to consume matters. In Buddhism, karma is not punishment. Karma is accumulation. And your hands are constantly accumulating. Every touch leaves a trace, on the world and on you. When hands are cleaned without awareness, the body may be clean, but the mind remains careless. But when hands are washed with intention, discipline enters your life quietly. Your actions become slower. Your choices become cleaner. Your reactions soften. This is why monks believe every action matters. Not the big actions, the small ones, the unnoticed ones, the ones you repeat every single day. Your hands are shaping your future one touch at a time. So the next time you wash them, do not rush. Feel the water. Remember what they touched. Acknowledge the responsibility you carry. Because in Buddhism, clean hands are not just hygiene. They are clean karma. 3. Mouth and tongue, the gate of life and death. The Buddha once warned, the tongue can destroy a life faster than a sword. A sword wounds the body. The tongue wounds the future. But Buddhism never spoke only about speech. It spoke about what enters the mouth, what leaves it, and what it slowly turns into inside you. Because the mouth is not just an opening, it is a gate. And every gate decides what is allowed in and what must stay out. Your mouth is where life begins and where decay quietly starts. Most people think of the mouth only as a tool for eating and talking. They brush their teeth quickly, rinse without thought, and move on. But beneath that surface, your mouth is one of the most dangerous breeding grounds in the entire body. An unwashed tongue traps layers of bacteria, toxins, and waste. That waste does not disappear. It travels downward into your digestion, into your blood, into your organs. This is why bad breath is not just an embarrassment. It is a warning, a signal that something inside is rotting slowly. Weak digestion often begins in a neglected mouth. Inflammation begins there too. Even mental fog can be traced back to what the mouth fails to release. Buddhism understood this deeply. That is why monks clean not only the teeth, but the gums and tongue every single day, carefully, deliberately, without rush. Because a dirty mouth creates a dirty system. Daily cleansing of the mouth does something powerful. Clean teeth protect structure. Clean gums protect blood flow. Clean tongue protects digestion. Together, they restore balance. When the tongue is clean, digestion becomes stronger. Food is broken down properly. Energy flows instead of stagnating. Inflammation reduces. The body feels lighter, not heavy. Clear speech returns, not just in sound, but in intention. But the deepest layer is spiritual. In Buddhism, A clean mouth symbolizes right speech and right consumption. Right speech means no lies, no unnecessary cruelty, no careless words spoken without awareness. Right consumption means no feeding the body what poisons it, no feeding the mind what corrupts it. A mouth that is cleaned mindfully becomes a reminder. Not everything deserves to enter. Not everything deserves to be spoken. This is why monks often clean their mouths in silence. Because silence teaches restraint. When you wash your mouth slowly, you feel the sensitivity of the tongue, how easily it reacts, how easily it becomes careless. And suddenly you realize something uncomfortable. The same tongue that spreads bacteria also spreads suffering through words. Harsh speech, gossip, anger, impulse, all begin at the same gate. This is why the Buddha called it the gate of life and death. Because careless consumption weakens the body, and careless speech destroys relationships, peace, and fate. A clean mouth creates pause. Pause creates wisdom. Wisdom protects life. So the next time you clean your mouth, do not treat it as a routine. Remember, what enters here becomes you. What leaves here shapes your karma. Because in Buddhism, a clean mouth is not about freshness. It is about survival, discipline, and truth. 4. Eyes, windows of consciousness. Your eyes never stop working. From the moment you wake up to the moment sleep finally overtakes you, they absorb everything. Dust from the air, pollution from the streets, endless screens glowing inches from your face, and emotional stress you never asked for. Every image enters silently. Every sight leaves a trace. Most people believe stress lives in the mind. Buddhism teaches something deeper. Stress enters through the eyes. Your eyes are not just organs of sight. They are windows of consciousness. What they take in slowly shapes how you think, how you feel, and how you suffer. This is why the Buddha warned against careless seeing, because the mind follows the eyes long before logic has a chance to intervene. That is why monks wash their eyes gently every morning. Not aggressively, not hurriedly, but with respect. Why? Because unclean eyes do not just blur vision, they cloud perception. Physically, the eyes carry fine particles of dust, pollution, and bacteria that cause dryness, irritation, infections, and long-term damage. Staring at screens for hours dries them further, weakening natural defenses. Over time, vision dulls, headaches increase, and fatigue becomes constant. But the deeper damage is unseen. Eyes overloaded with stimulation lose clarity. When vision becomes strained, the mind becomes restless. Thoughts scatter. Emotions intensify. Anxiety grows without explanation. Many people feel overwhelmed by life without realizing they are simply seeing too much, too fast, without pause. Daily eye washing is a quiet reset. Clean water soothes dryness. It removes irritants before they inflame. It prevents infections that silently steal clarity. It refreshes tired vision and signals the nervous system to slow down. But monks do this not only for health. They do it for awareness. In Buddhism, to see clearly is not just to have sharp eyesight. It is to perceive reality without distortion. When the eyes are strained, the mind exaggerates. When the eyes are irritated, the world feels harsher. When the eyes are tired, suffering feels heavier than it truly is. This is why Buddhism teaches, when vision is clear, the mind follows. Clear eyes invite calm thoughts. Calm thoughts invite right action. Right action protects life. When monks wash their eyes in the morning, it is a reminder. Today, I will not let everything I see control me. They prepare themselves to observe without attachment, to witness without drowning, to see without being consumed. And here is the truth most people avoid. You cannot escape suffering if your eyes are constantly polluted, physically and emotionally. Violent images, endless comparison, harsh news, artificial light, all of it enters through the eyes. When you gently wash them, slowly, consciously, something shifts. You begin to respect what you allow into your awareness. You begin to blink more slowly. You breathe deeper. You stop rushing toward stimulation. The eyes soften, and so does the mind. So the next time you wash your eyes, do not do it mechanically. Feel the relief. Notice the clarity. Acknowledge the silence that follows. Because in Buddhism, clean eyes are not about seeing more. They are about seeing truth without suffering. 5. Nose, the breath of life. Breath is sacred in Buddhism, not symbolic, not poetic, literal. The Buddha taught that if you want to understand the mind, you must first understand the breath, because the breath carries life into the body moment by moment. And the nose is not just a passage for air. It is the gatekeeper of your life force. Every breath you take passes through it. Every moment you live depends on it. Yet most people never clean it. They wash the body. They polish the face. They ignore the doorway that feeds oxygen directly into the brain. In Buddhism, this is not ignorance. It is danger. Your nose filters what enters you. Dust, pollution, allergens, microbes. When it is blocked, inflamed, or dirty, your breathing becomes shallow without you noticing. Oxygen reduces. The nervous system stays tense. The mind becomes restless. Many people live their entire lives without ever truly breathing. Daily nasal cleansing changes this quietly but powerfully. Physically, it clears passages clogged by dust and pollution. It prevents sinus infections before they form. It reduces headaches, facial pressure, and constant fatigue. When the nose is clean, breathing deepens naturally, without effort. But the deeper transformation happens in the mind. In Buddhist practice, meditation begins with the breath at the nostrils. Not the chest, not the stomach, the nose. Because this is where awareness is easiest to anchor. When the nasal passages are blocked or irritated, focus becomes unstable. Thoughts scatter. Meditation feels impossible. This is why monks care deeply about nasal cleanliness. They understand something modern life forgets. A polluted nose creates polluted attention. When breathing is shallow, the mind becomes anxious. When breathing is irregular, thoughts lose rhythm. When breathing is noisy or strained, inner silence disappears. Monks believe impure breath leads to impure thoughts, not because breath carries morality, but because breath carries state. A calm breath creates a calm mind. A strained breath creates a strained mind. Clean nose, clean breath, calm mind. When monks cleanse the nose, it is not rushed. It is done with patience, gentleness, and awareness. They feel the air move freely again. They notice how the body softens immediately. The shoulders drop. The jaw relaxes. The mind follows. This is the power of breath, instant and undeniable. There is also a deeper emotional truth. When your nose is blocked, you feel disconnected, slightly irritable, always tired. You carry a low-grade tension that never fully leaves. You react more easily. You sleep poorly. And you assume this is normal life. It is not. It is suffocation disguised as routine. A clean nose restores trust between body and mind. Breathing becomes effortless. Awareness becomes stable. Silence returns between thoughts. That silence is where clarity lives. So the next time you cleanse your nose, do not think of it as hygiene. Think of it as survival. Because in Buddhism, breath is life, and the nose decides how well you live it. 6. Armpits, the silent toxin zone. Your body is constantly trying to protect you. Every single day, it works silently to remove what does not belong inside you. Waste, toxins, excess heat, imbalance. One of the most overlooked escape routes for this waste is sweat. And one of the most dangerous places where that waste gets trapped is the armpits. Hidden, dark, warm. Most people pretend this area doesn't matter until it starts sending warnings. Armpits trap bacteria, odor, and toxins not because the body is dirty, but because this area is designed to release waste. Sweat glands here are different. They are deeper, more active, closely connected to hormonal and lymphatic systems. When neglected, this small zone becomes a silent factory of imbalance. Ignoring the armpits does not cause immediate pain. That is why people ignore it. But slowly, quietly, consequences begin to form. Bacteria multiply without resistance. Skin becomes inflamed. Infections take root. Odor becomes persistent, not because of sweat, but because toxins are fermenting where they should have been removed. Over time, hormonal signals become disturbed. The lymphatic flow, the body's internal cleaning system, becomes sluggish. This is not just about smell. It is about burden. A burden the body carries when you refuse to clean what it is trying to release. Buddhist monks understand this deeply. They maintain extreme cleanliness in this area, not out of vanity, not out of fear, but out of discipline. In Buddhism, the body reflects the mind, and neglected areas of the body often reveal neglected areas of awareness. Internal purity reflects external discipline. A monk does not clean only what is visible. He cleans what is hidden, what is uncomfortable, what is easy to forget, because discipline is proven where excuses are easiest. When the armpits are cleaned daily, gently, and thoroughly, something changes almost immediately. The skin breathes. Bacterial load reduces. The lymphatic system flows more freely. The body feels lighter, not symbolically, but physically. Fatigue reduces. Heat regulation improves. Energy feels cleaner, not heavy or sticky. And there is an emotional layer most people never connect. Neglect creates heaviness. Care creates lightness. A body carrying trapped waste feels dense, sluggish, irritable. A body allowed to release waste feels fresher, calmer, more balanced. This is why monks describe cleanliness not as feeling clean, but as feeling light. Clean armpits equals lighter body, fresher energy. It is subtle, but undeniable. Many people chase energy through stimulants, motivation, and force, never realizing they are weighed down by small, daily neglects that accumulate over time. This is one of them. When you clean this area consciously, without disgust, without rushing, you are telling your body, I support what you are trying to do. That trust builds resilience. It builds harmony between effort and release. And here is the deeper truth Buddhism points to. If you avoid cleaning what feels unpleasant, you will avoid facing what feels uncomfortable in life. Discipline begins where avoidance ends. So do not rush this act. Do not dismiss it as unimportant. Do not reduce it to deodorant and forgetfulness. Because the silent toxin zones you ignore today become the loud problems you face tomorrow. In Buddhism, cleanliness is not obsession. It is respect for the body's wisdom. And the armpits are where that respect is tested. 7. Genital area, the most neglected truth. This part of the body makes people uncomfortable. And that discomfort is exactly why it is neglected. Buddhism never avoids truth, especially the truths that expose human avoidance. The Buddha taught that suffering grows where awareness refuses to go. And nowhere is this more visible than in how people treat the most vulnerable area of their own body. This region is warm, moist, sensitive. It is designed to be protected, not ignored. Yet many people rush through cleansing here, treat it with embarrassment, or avoid proper care altogether. Some rely on clothing to hide neglect. Others mistake silence for safety. But the body never forgets what the mind avoids. Neglect in this area does not scream at first. It whispers. Small irritations, minor discomfort, subtle imbalance. Then slowly, infections develop. Immunity weakens. Chronic inflammation settles in, not suddenly, but patiently. The body absorbs the consequences of neglect until it can no longer remain quiet. This is not shame. This is biology. Buddhist monks understand this without fear or denial. They emphasize daily gentle cleansing, not for pleasure, not for obsession, not for vanity, but for health and discipline. Because discipline means caring for the body even when the mind feels awkward. Especially then. In Buddhism, the body is not sinful. Neglect is. When this area is cleaned gently and consistently, the body maintains balance. The immune system remains strong. Inflammation reduces. The nervous system feels safer. A quiet confidence develops, not visible to others, but deeply felt within. There is also a psychological layer most people ignore. Avoidance weakens awareness. When you refuse to look after one part of yourself, it trains the mind to avoid other difficult areas of life. Hard conversations, necessary boundaries, inner wounds. Discipline erodes silently. This is why monks do not separate hygiene from mindfulness. They understand that how you treat the body is how you treat truth. The Buddha taught, ignoring the body invites suffering. Not because the body demands worship, but because it demands responsibility. A neglected body becomes a source of distraction, a source of discomfort, a source of recurring problems that drain energy and attention. A disciplined body, on the other hand, becomes quiet, cooperative, supportive of the mind's higher work. This is why monks live with fewer illnesses, fewer distractions, fewer physical complaints. not because they are immune, but because they are attentive. Gentle cleansing here is an act of respect. Respect for vulnerability. Respect for balance. Respect for the truth that discipline begins where discomfort lives. So do not rush this. Do not feel shame. Do not avoid. Care here is not indulgence. It is self-responsibility. And responsibility is freedom. Because in Buddhism, true purity is not about denial. It is about awareness without fear. And the places you dare to care for are the places where suffering loses its grip. As we conclude, health is not complicated. Longevity is not expensive. It is daily awareness. If you clean these 7 body parts every day, you are not just removing dirt. You are removing neglect, carelessness, future suffering. Remember, a disciplined body protects the mind. A mindful routine extends life. If this video made you think, like it. If you want more wisdom that protects your life, subscribe and tell me in the comments, which of these did you neglect until today?